Hi guys, I'm Laura Vitale, and on this episode of Laura in the Kitchen, I want to share with you my recipe for a banoffee pie. Now, a banoffee pie is a traditional British banana. It's like the British version of banana cream pie. Now, I have made a classic banana cream pie here a couple years ago, which I love, and this has been highly requested for years, so I'm thrilled to share it with you. It's really incredibly easy, but so many of you want to see it, so I'm bringing you my version. The ingredients you'll need are few and simple ones. What I have here is some crushed graham crackers, or you can use any biscuit that you prefer. I also have a little bit of semi-sweet chocolate chips. These are just some mini chocolate chips, but regular semi-sweet chocolate chips will do. I've got some unsalted butter, somewhat melted, but not all melted, which is fine. And then I've got some sweetened condensed milk, which I'll talk about in just a minute. You also need some bananas, of course, and some whipped cream, which I have in the fridge staying cold until I need it. Now, I want to talk to you for a minute about the sweetened condensed milk, because this is our toffee. And I want to explain what I did. I took this can, removed the paper wrapping, submerged it into water in a saucepan. You want to make sure it's covered with water. You bring it up to a boil. Once it's up to a boil, you leave it on medium and you let this boil for 2.5 hours in the can, just like this, in a saucepan for 2.5 hours. You want to make sure that your can is always submerged in water. The top should never be exposed. It should always be in water. So what you do is you take a saucepan, you put it near it, and then every 25 minutes or so, I bring some water to a boil in a different saucepan, add it to the big pan that this is in, and let it continue to cook for 2.5 hours. And it's important that you let it cool completely before you use it. So that's what I've done to this one, so that it's ready and out of the way. And I will have everything written for you on laurinthekitchen.com step by step. Now I'm gonna make my crust. I got my oven preheated to 350. In my food processor, I'm going to add my graham crackers and my mini chocolate chips. You don't have to add the chocolate chips. I think it doesn't make this chocolatey, but it just adds a little something special. And I'm going to add my butter, and then I'm going to just whiz this up until the mixture resembles coarse or wet sand. Excellent. Now I have a 9-inch pie plate that I have greased with just a little nonstick spray because I want to make sure nothing sticks. I'm going to tumble my crust mixture in here, get my little blade out, and now using my fingers, by the way, this smells insanely good. And using my fingers and a spatula, I'm just gonna press this into the bottom and the sides of my little pie plate. And it's that simple. It really is just such a delicious pie. A little different than what I'm used to as far as a banana cream pie, but it is just, it's rich, it's delightful. So you have to give this a try and just pat it in until you feel like you have the same thickness all around. Great. Now I'm going to pop this into the oven. I just leave it right on the baking sheet so it's easy for me to get it in and out for about 8 to 10 minutes, and then I will let it cool and move on to the next step. My crust was in the oven for 8 minutes and I've let it cool completely. And really quickly, I just wanted to demonstrate what I meant when I said that the can needs to always be submerged. This is another can of sweetened condensed milk. I've taken off the wrapping once again, and I just have a large saucepan filled with water, and because it's heavy, it will just sink and stay there. And then you can see it's covered with water, the top is covered, and then you just bring that to a boil, turn it down so that it boils gently for about 2.5 hours, and then I just take another saucepan, put it here with water. And every 25 minutes, when I can start to see that my water is evaporating, I bring that little water to a boil, dump it in here, and keep doing that to make sure the levels of the water is always at the right point, and then that way the top isn't exposed. Do it for 2.5 hours and you will have toffee. Now let's get going on the rest of the recipe. I've got some bananas here that I've sliced. They're not too ripe, but they're not too mushy, but they're also not hard and bitter and like flavorless. So you have to find like the right balance. I always say that if your bananas are nice and yellow with a little bit of an imperfection, that's when they're perfect. When they're too like perfectly like yellow and really hard, then chances are they're going to be a little bit hard and kind of flavorless. Now that I've got that in there, don't worry about it being perfect because nobody is going to come over and judge you, I promise. I've got my toffee now. This is kind of like my toffee that is completely cooled, and you want to make sure that this is cooled completely before you go ahead and open it. And then just take off the top. And look at that. Dun, dun, dun. And you've got toffee. Just like that. And then you just take it out with your spatula, and you're going to have to work to spread this over because it's not going to be super runny because I've let it cool completely. Because if you don't let it cool completely, you can run the risk of your can exploding if you open it. You don't want that to happen. So let it cool, and then just take your time and mush this around. Don't worry if your bananas get moved around because we are going to cover the whole thing up with whipped cream, so it does not matter. And then top that with some whipped cream. Now I'm gonna leave some behind for me to snack on. I didn't sweeten my whipped cream because the sweetened condensed milk is so sweet, and yes, I've been snacking on it. It's so sweet that I just feel like it would be too much sweetness, and I don't want it to be overwhelming. So cover up the bananas and the toffee. Don't worry about it looking perfect. This is a homemade pie. I've whipped it just to stiff peaks, and I'm going to pop this whole thing into the fridge for a couple of hours so that I can all set, and then we will be ready to serve. My pie was in the fridge for just a couple of hours, and I'm ready to dig in. Look, I got my plate, I got my fork, I'm ready. But I want to just add a little something special to the top, and what I have here is a bar of semi-sweet chocolate, and I'm just going to take this. I have it on a clean kitchen towel, and then I just push it closer to me, and I've got a clean apron on, and just using a really sharp knife. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. I like it for the look, and I like it for that little extra bit of sweetness and texture, and it's chocolate. Do I need to say anything else? I'm just going to keep making little curls. I can't make big curls at this point because I broke my chocolate bar in half, but that's okay. Little curls are just beautiful, and then just sprinkle them all over the top. I think I'll stop here for now. That looks just so beautiful. Let me get another kitchen towel. I'm gonna cut myself a little slice. It is really rich, so you don't need a whole lot to satisfy your craving for this gorgeous thing. I am so thrilled. I mean, I just want you to come really close. I have a great camera guy, and I know he's going to do this baby justice. And look at that. I mean, look at that gorgeousness. Are you seeing that? It's going down. It's on. I would slap you if you were standing right here. I just want to take you close because I love you guys so much, but look at this. Look at the cream. Look at the toffee. Look at the crust. I mean, look at the piece of banana. I know. You're feeling it. I know you are. It's so good. You know, I don't even know what to say. It's just one of those things that makes so much sense in one bite that leaves you speechless, if that makes any sense. That toffee layer is perfection. The crust is crumbly, not too sweet. The whipped cream is kind of like offsets all the sweetness from the toffee, and the bananas. I mean, it's just, I don't even know what to say anymore. Go to laurainthekitchen.com to get this recipe. I mean, look at that. To get this recipe, make this. Tag me, tell me how good this is, and then give me suggestions for the next banana cream or the next banana recipe that you want to see. Hope you enjoyed spending time with me, and I'll see you next time. Bye!